Hey, I'm Eva and welcome back to my channel.
So if you follow my channel, then you recently saw me turn this armoire into a bar, and it looks really cool, right? Yeah, that's the finished product, but along the way, something always goes wrong. And so today in this video, I wanted to highlight how to fix issues with paint, specifically with the top coat, because that's what I had an issue with in this project. So keep watching. Here you can see there's a texture in my paint, and what happened was when I put the top coat on, it was thick in some spots and it started to drip. I hate drips, so I tried to fix it with the paintbrush and that resulted in this texture. Bad idea, right? Yeah. So I decided I needed to fix it, and I went to YouTube, and honestly, I don't know if it was just my search, but I couldn't find a video to help how to fix it. And don't get me wrong, I was able to find videos about how to fix a paint job, but not a top coat. So hopefully I can help somebody with these tips. And before I start, I am not a professional. Hear me clear. I am someone who paints in their spare time, and I found something that works for me, and hopefully I can share that with others who have the same struggle. That is all. So I started with taping off the area, and this is where I made my first mistake in trying to fix a mistake. Oh my God. You want to make sure that you tape off more area than the part that's damaged, and that's because once you start sanding, if you only tape the area that's damaged, once you take the tape off and you go to repaint it, you're going to see a stark line from where you sanded. So I would recommend leaving about 2 inches from the damaged area to the tape. That way when you go to repaint it, it'll blend better and you won't be able to see the line where the tape was, because that's what happened to me. And this is why I say I'm not a professional, because I know I started step 1 with tape things off, and here you see no tape. But I promise you, if you've been to Walmart, Home Depot, the cost of paint tape is expensive, and this was a big area, so I can honestly say I skipped it. I did, so what? And I just started sanding with some 400 grit sandpaper, which is the key to this whole thing. I wrapped it around a sanding block that I had, and I just gently started sanding the armoire until I got that texture down to a smooth surface. The biggest fear that I had, and the reason that I was trying to find a YouTube video before I started this in the first place, was once you put that top coat on, you do not want to mess up your paint job. So the biggest key is to be gentle, because you don't want to sand so hard that you mess up the paint job or go down to the wood. So here you just see me taking my time, and it is a little redundant, I'm sorry, but I'm just trying to show you in real time how gentle you have to be. But it did work, and it took a little bit of time, but it was worth it. And as I'm sanding, you may notice that I kept switching directions, and that's just to make sure that I didn't sand in one spot too long so I didn't get down to the paint, because again, that was my biggest fear. So I would recommend switching directions as you do this. Voila! All sanded down, and this is what it looks like before I wipe it off and start painting. Gently wipe off the sanding dust with a damp rag, and honestly I probably had too much water in here, but it still worked, so whatever. Now you blend the paint back in. I did the paint first, and I did some light coats as you'll see here. Once that dried, if I needed to touch anything up, I did another light blend, and then after that I did my top coats. Here the lighting sucks really bad. It was night, so I apologize, but I'm just trying to show that the paint was drying and everything was kind of smooth, so hopefully you can kind of see that here. Here's the final result, and this is after the paint has been added, the top coat was added as well, and everything is smooth now. You don't see the texture like you did before, and you do see some little gashes, but that's actually just part of the armoire. So yeah, I was super happy because there was no tutorial and I was winging it. It was a prayer, but we got it done. And I got my armoire. Thanks for watching.